Welcome back to the channel. If you are one of the creators who use Google Whisk, you probably miss it a lot. It was a massive experience from Google Labs that completely changed the game. Instead of forcing you to type out massive, complicated prompts, it just lets you create images by simply uploading three visual ingredients, which are a subject, a scene, and a star. It was fast, it was easy, and it was incredibly fun. And I know a lot of people are still looking for that exact whiskey magic. But the goodness is that the core system didn't just disappear. It's actually evolved into something way more powerful inside Google. And this is something that most of you don't know. But in today's video, I'm going to introduce you to Google Fill, and I'll show you how it went back that visual ingredient workflow that we all love from uh, Google Whisk. So make sure you stick around to the end so you can see exactly how to set up this workflow. Let's get into it. Let's get started. Now, the first step to access Google Whisk is to open your browser and search for Flow AI. Open the first result from lab.google. If you search for Google Whisk instead, it will automatically redirect you here as well. Once you're inside, click Get Started. This is the official Flow AI dashboard. Now click Create New Project. At this point, most people think Whisk is gone, but Google actually moved it somewhere else. Let me show you where it is. A new dashboard will open up for you. Now pay attention to this part, because this is where Google moved Whisk AI. Look at the left sidebar and find the option called Tools. Click on it. This section contains several Google image tools in one place. But for now, we're only interested in Whisk AI. So scroll all the way down until you see Whisk by Google. There it is. Go ahead and click on it. And just like that, we're inside the original Whisk AI dashboard. You can see the same subject, scene, and style options that Whisk has always used. So yes, this is the real Whisk AI. Google has simply moved it inside Flow AI. Now let's see if it still performs as well as before. To test that properly, we need a prompt. Instead of writing one from scratch, I'm going to use this free prompt library right here. What I like about this website is that it already contains thousands of ready-made image prompts. So if you're a beginner and don't know what prompt to write, this can save you a lot of time. Just open any image that catches your attention and copy the prompt attached to it. You can browse different styles and categories if you want. But for this test, I'm going to use this one right here. Copy the prompt and come back to Whisk. Now paste it into the prompt box. For this first test, we're not using any reference images yet. No subject image, no scene image, no style image. We're only testing the image quality. Now click Generate, and let's see what Whisk gives us. Give it a few seconds to finish generating. All right, our images are ready. Take a look at these results. Notice the lighting, the background details, and the overall image quality. For a single prompt, Whisk has generated two completely different versions. And honestly, the level of detail looks very close to what we were getting from the original version. So image quality doesn't seem to be a problem here, because image quality is only one part of the story. What most people want to know is this: can it keep your face consistent? Let's test that next. First, upload your photo into the subject section right here. Wait for it to finish uploading. Once your image is ready, go back and copy another prompt. I'm going to use this one for the test. Now paste the prompt into Whisk. Make sure your reference image is selected. Then click Generate. Give it a few seconds to process everything. Alright, our results are ready. Take a look at these images. Compare them with the reference photo we uploaded earlier. Notice how Whisk kept the same face while completely changing the scene around it. The hairstyle, the facial features, and the overall identity are still recognizable. And that's exactly what we want from the character consistency tool. Honestly, the results are looking surprisingly good so far. But one successful generation is not enough to convince me. A lot of AI tools look great on the first attempt, and then completely fall apart on the next one. So let's run one more test and see if Whisk can stay consistent. So far, the results are looking impressive, but I still have one concern. A lot of AI image generators can produce one or two great images. The real challenge is staying consistent across multiple generations. So this time, I'm going to use a completely different prompt. Copy the prompt and bring it back into Whisk. My reference image is already selected, so I don't need to upload it again. Now click Generate, and let's see what happens. Give it a few seconds to finish processing. Alright, the results are ready. Take a look at these images. Once again, compare them with the original reference photo. You'll notice that Whisk AI is still keeping the same identity while adapting to a completely different scene and style. That's a really good sign. To push it even further, I generated a few more examples using different prompts. Here are the results. And honestly, the consistency is holding up surprisingly well. At this point, everything is looking really good. The image quality looks great, character consistency is holding up well, and even after testing multiple prompts, the results are still impressive. But while using Whisk, I ran into one problem, and for some creators, this could be a serious limitation. Take a look at the interface for a moment. You'll notice that there is no option to change the aspect ratio of your images. For example, if you want to create vertical images for TikTok, YouTube Shorts, or Instagram Reels, there is currently no way to select a 9:16 aspect ratio inside Whisk. I tried adding the aspect ratio directly into the prompt. I also tested multiple generations to see if Whisk would follow the instruction, but no matter what I tried, the results still came back in the same format. Let me show you an example. This image was generated using a vertical aspect ratio prompt, but as you can see, the output still doesn't match the format we actually need for short form content. And honestly, this was the biggest issue I found during testing. Everything else works well, but this limitation can become frustrating if your goal is to create content for Shorts, TikTok, or Reels. Luckily, I found a workaround that solves this problem completely. Let me show you. Instead of generating inside Whisk, we can use another Google AI tool called Image Lab. Open your browser and search for Image Lab. Click on the first result. Don't worry if it redirects you back to Flow AI. That's completely normal. Once you're inside, create a new project. Now take a look at this. Unlike Whisk AI, Image Lab gives us much more control over the final image. Start by clicking this plus icon and upload your reference image. Wait for it to finish loading. Once it's ready, add it to your prompt. Now let's use the same prompt we tested earlier. Go back to the prompt library. Copy the prompt and paste it here. The important part is this option right here. Notice that we can choose the aspect ratio before generating. For example, let's select 9:16 for vertical content. Now click Generate. Give it a few seconds to finish. All right, our image is ready. Take a look at this result. We're still getting strong character consistency. The image quality is still impressive. And now we have the exact aspect ratio we need for Shorts, TikTok, and Reels. So if your goal is creating vertical content, this is probably the better workflow right now. You get the flexibility that Whisk is currently missing, while still keeping the benefits of reference-based image generation. So after testing image quality, character consistency, and multiple prompts, I can confidently say that Whisk AI is still a really good tool. The image quality is impressive, character consistency works surprisingly well, and the overall experience is very beginner-friendly. However, the biggest limitation right now is the lack of aspect ratio control. So if your goal is to create landscape images quickly and you want a simple workflow, Whisk AI is probably the better option. But if you need more flexibility and want to create images in different formats, like 9:16 for Shorts, TikTok, or Reels, then Flow AI is currently the better choice. For now, that's the workflow I would recommend, but I'm really happy to see Whisk back, and hopefully Google adds aspect ratio controls in a future update. What do you think about this new version of Whisk? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this helpful, consider subscribing for more AI tool tutorials. I'll see you in the next one.